name's Thane. I am an avid cyclist from Arizona. So as a cyclist, we're using a lot of leg muscles and hip and knee and stuff in terms of the muscles you use. So I'm often asked about some stretches. What are some good stretches? Being a cyclist, what are some good things to do? So I picked out 9 good stretches for kind of the hip and leg area primarily. I really only use 4 of them. So from the 9 I'm going to show you, pick 3 or 4 that you like and are comfortable with, and then every night you can do a couple stretches. So that's what I do. I do a couple every night. So let me start just the quick basics. I always do, and I'm not going to take much time. I'm just going to show you some examples. Make sure this video goes fast. Just a couple quick hamstring stretches, just to loosen things up in the hamstrings. The butterfly stretch. I'm not very flexible, but this is like the one that I'm flexible at. Most people's knees will be up here, but I can drop my knees pretty good. And just do a little stretching, maybe the side and side, kind of just general stretch. So here are the hip flexor and hamstring and quad muscle and things like that. So first off, the waist bend. So feet about 2 times the shoulder width apart, straight back. I just kind of grab here, my tummy and my back, put my hand on my back, and keep your back straight and just bend over, as far down as you can go. So here you're going to get a lot of stretching in the back of the leg and a little bit in the hip. It's a good hip flexor stretch. Maybe swap hands, do the same thing again. So that's number 1. Number 2, keep it in the same spot and maybe even wider, maybe even 2.5 shoulder length. Kind of form a little crane and just go down about as low as you can. Now here, you're going to really get the hips. This is almost a muscle building. You're getting a lot of hip action. So that's good for keeping the hips loose. So that was number 2. Let's see, kneeling hip flexor. So here we'll use a chair. And basically, find something about knee height. Put your leg up here. Do something to balance you. Have a chair or the table. Just kind of go down to the floor and lean forward. Here I'm getting a little bit in the inner part and the side. And any of these stretches, you want to lean in and give a little resistance. Lean one way or the other to kind of get some resistance there. And again, just swap with the other leg. Go down and just kind of get some stretches there. So next one, pigeon hip stretch. This one I'm going to go on the floor. This is going to be good for kind of the whole area down there. So go to the floor, make a 90 degree with your leg. The back leg, kind of stretch back as far as you can. Lean up. And now I'm putting some pressure, kind of leaning down with my butt area and my back of my leg, and really stretching kind of this back hip area. Let me swap sides so you can see a little better. So again, 90 degree, stretch that back leg out, then kind of lift your body above your leg and then just lean into it. So getting some inner hamstring, some outer area, and the hip flexor. Just kind of lean and give a little resistance. So that is the hip flexor. Seated glute stretch. So here, basically just from a seated position, I'm going to bend my leg, bring my leg over, apply some pressure against it, do whatever's comfy, and I'm stretching the outside sciatic glute muscle. And I'm just going to pull this over, maybe lean into it. I'm actually getting a little bit of a back stretch there. If I lean hard, pull hard, get a good stretch there. So any of these, like I said, I'm doing them really fast. You would find, take 30 seconds or a minute with each one and really get some good stretching. So again, kind of push this over, lean into it, stretch my back muscle, pull this over, and get a lot of good stretch in the glute So that one's one of my favorites. That's one that I'll typically, that I do regularly. Here's kind of the same exercise in a chair. So bring your chair up. You can do this at work or whatever. Just form an angle with your leg and then lean into it. Kind of force your body. And again, this is probably more concentrated on the sciatic area. So I'll lean into it, I'll push, I'll go down as low as I can. Just feeling that pressure in the back and in the sciatic. Stretch. This is one of my favorites. I like, this one I'll do on a daily basis. Just kind of sit and stretch, and that sciatic area is really a point of focus for most bikers. So lean forward, get a really good stretch there. So that one is, these last couple are the favorites that I use on a regular basis. Let me just go right to a tabletop hip flexor. So again, this one really going to concentrate and get the sciatic area, the glute muscle. Just find something that's kind of a comfortable height for you, a bed, a tall bed, the side of a couch sometimes. I got my table here, so I'll do it on my table. Just forming a 90 degree with my leg here, and make yourself nice and stable. Bend over, and just kind of keep bending and pressuring for that back sciatic area. So I'm going to take it down really low, stretch a little out of it, pull even further. Really good sciatic stretch. So again, one of my favorites. I like to do this one every day. Lean, pull, etc. So like I said, as an avid biker, 100, 150, 200 miles a week, I need to do these stretches on a daily basis. So I'm going to finish up with last two. First is a Pretzel Bun Figure-Eight, Priformis, whatever you want to call it. But basically, lay on the ground. And this one I do, if I've forgotten during the day, this is like when I'm laying in bed, ready to go to bed at night, I'll do this stretch. So basically bring, kind of just like we were here, seated with your knee on, your leg on your knee. And then I'm going to reach through, grab here, just kind of relax on my back. And part of it's breathing, just kind of a light, take a deep breath and kind of let things sink and settle and stretch. So again, I'm getting the groin area, the glute, hamstring, hip, kind of a little bit of everything. Excellent stretch, kind of pull it in, maybe lean into it a little bit. So really feel the back. I'll do the other side here. Just pull, lay down. Good, really good stretch. And then the last one, also I'll do this one nightly in my bed. Just lay down after I do the figure-eight. Just lift up, stretch, and bring my foot down. So if I pull my foot way up, my shoulder's going to come off the ground. As I take a deep breath, I should relax and that shoulder sink a little bit. Just kind of relax and let it fall. So this is kind of this whole body area. I like doing it straight leg. Some people do kind of a bent leg, same sort of deal. That might be a little bit more concentrated. Just find what works for you. Pick 3 or 4 good stretches that work for you, and do them on a regular basis. So that's the last one. Or again like that. So again, a couple good stretches for you. Pick a couple of them that work for you. Do them on a regular basis, and keep that hip area, the hip flexors, the legs kind of all loosened up, and the joints loose for good mobility, good exercise. Thank you.